All right, so let's jump right into it. We're talking GrabFood fees today.
Yeah.
And I know this is something that's probably super top of mind for you right now. You're thinking about partnering up with them. You want to get your restaurant on that platform. But, of course, you're smart to be thinking about the cost side of things before you just jump right in.
Absolutely. Got to know the numbers.
Exactly. So to help us break this all down, we've got this awesome 2024 guide from Menuviel.
Oh, yeah. Menuviel does great guides.
They really do. So we're going to be pulling all sorts of insights from that. Just so you know, by the end of this, you are going to be a GrabFood fee expert.
No doubt.
So let's start with the basics. What are the main types of fees that we need to be thinking about as restaurant owners?
Well, think of it like this. GrabFood has kind of 4 main buckets that they use to generate revenue and keep the platform running.
Okay.
You've got your commissions, which are a percentage of each order that comes through. Then there are delivery fees. You've got marketing fees if you want to boost your visibility on the platform. And finally, service fees for things like payment processing.
Okay. So each one of those kind of plays its part in keeping the whole system running.
Exactly.
From the app itself to the drivers to all of that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the big one, though. The one that everyone wants to know about, commissions. Just how much are we talking about here?
So the standard commission range that you're going to see for GrabFood falls between 15 and 30% of each order total.
Wow. Okay.
And this is but that's not always set in stone. There are a lot of different factors that can influence the actual rate you'll pay.
Okay, so there's wiggle room. There's some hope.
There's always hope. There's always room to negotiate.
So tell me a little bit more about these factors. What kind of things can impact that commission rate?
Well, location plays a big role, for example.
Okay.
High demand areas, you might see those higher rates. But quieter locations might get a little bit of a break.
Okay.
The volume of orders that you're doing through GrabFood also matters. I've actually seen restaurants negotiate lower rates just because they're bringing GrabFood so much business.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's less marketing effort for them.
Right. If they're already bringing in the customers, then GrabFood's happy either way.
Exactly.
But what about the type of food? Does that matter?
Yeah, it can. Unique or high demand cuisines can give you a little bit of leverage.
Okay.
It's all about supply and demand, right?
Right.
If you've got something special that people are craving,
Yeah.
you might be able to swing a slightly better deal.
So it sounds like having a really strong, maybe a couple of hero dishes or a really strong reputation, that can really help you out when it comes to those commission talks.
For sure.
Now, how does GrabFood stack up against its rivals? Uber Eats, Foodpanda. Are we going to see any better fees from them?
Honestly, you're going to find that all the major players are pretty much in the same ballpark.
Okay.
GrabFood, Uber Eats, they all tend to fall within that 15 to 30% range for their commissions. Foodpanda is similar. I have seen some slightly higher rates reported in some areas.
Okay.
But you'd really want to check the specifics in your region to compare.
So no magic bullet there.
Not really, no.
We got to look at the bigger picture.
Exactly. Because those commissions, while they're a big chunk of the cost, they're not the whole story.
Right.
You've got to factor in those other fees, plus things like what kind of marketing support they offer you and how big their customer base is in your area.
Okay, so it's all about kind of finding that platform that really fits best with what your goals are as a business.
For sure.
All right, so we've tackled commissions, but there's all those other fees out there. What else do we need to be thinking about?
Yeah, so, commissions are definitely the biggest piece of the pie, but there are those other costs to factor in. Let's start with marketing fees.
Okay.
Those are the tools GrabFood offers to boost your restaurant's visibility. And, they can be really effective, but they come at a cost.
So things like the sponsored listings that get you, at the top of the search results, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Prime real estate.
Prime real estate. It's all about visibility.
Yeah.
So those sponsored listings, they can be really powerful.
Yeah.
Especially if you use them strategically during peak ordering times.
Okay.
You can also pay for, promotional boosts that highlight your restaurant during specific campaigns. But those clicks can add up quickly.
I bet.
So you've got to be smart about how you use them.
So it sounds like we should treat those options the way we treat any other advertising. Don't just throw money at it and hope for the best. Have a plan.
Have a budget, know your numbers.
Exactly. All right, so what about delivery fees?
Ah, yes, delivery fees.
Who pays for those?
That's a great question, and a question a lot of restaurants grapple with.
Yeah.
And there's really no one right answer.
Okay.
Some restaurants choose to absorb those delivery costs themselves to keep their prices looking competitive. Others will pass those charges onto the customer as a separate fee, which is pretty common these days.
Yeah, we see that a lot.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on, how you want to balance that customer perception with your own profit margin.
Yeah, it's a business decision for sure.
Now, what about things like payment processing and taxes?
Yeah, so GrabFood's going to take a little cut for, handling the payments, making sure everything's secure.
Okay.
And then depending on where you are located, they might also be collecting and remitting taxes on your behalf.
Yeah. All right. So things to be aware of, but I'm guessing those are usually pretty small compared to the commission fees.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Usually pretty minor in comparison, but every bit counts, right?
Right.
Now, one more fee that sometimes can sneak up on restaurant owners.
Oh, what's that?
Seasonal or holiday fees.
Seasonal fees. I've never even heard of those.
Yeah, so think about those times when demand for food delivery just skyrockets.
Okay.
So, holidays, big game days, even just bad weather weekends. GrabFood will sometimes add temporary fees during those peak periods
Okay.
to incentivize drivers manage the increased volume of orders.
So it's kind of like surge pricing.
Yeah, kind of like surge pricing. It can be a little frustrating for restaurant owners.
I bet. But
here's the thing. During those busy periods, you're also probably going to see a big jump in orders coming through the platform.
right.
So even though you might be paying a bit extra,
Yeah.
that increased visibility and order volume can often offset those costs.
Okay. So it's like a trade-off,
It's a trade-off. Higher fees, potentially much higher sales.
but all about being aware of those things and planning accordingly.
For sure.
Okay. So I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We talked about the main types of fees
Mhm.
from those all-important commissions to those kind of sneaky seasonal charges.
Mm.
But now I want to know, how do we actually make GrabFood work for us? Not the other way around.
Yeah. How do we turn the tables?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are some strategies that we can use as restaurant owners to kind of really make this a profitable partnership?
Well, good news is there's a lot you can do.
Okay, good.
It all comes down to being strategic, being proactive.
Right. I'm ready to be strategic.
Yeah.
Let's start with those commission rates.
Okay.
Any hope of negotiating a better deal?
Yeah.
Or are we kind of stuck with whatever they throw at us?
Well, remember all those factors we talked about earlier that can influence those commission rates?
Yeah.
Those are your bargaining chips.
Okay.
So, things like your location, your order volume, having a unique menu,
Mm-hmm.
those can all work in your favor.
So if I'm a restaurant owner and I've got, a proven track record of high order volume, I'm in a better position to negotiate.
Absolutely. You can leverage that volume to your advantage, make a case for a lower commission rate. After all, you're bringing a lot of business to GrabFood.
Yeah.
They want to keep you happy.
Now, what about committing to a longer contract? Does that ever help?
That's another tactic that I've seen work. GrabFood's often more inclined to offer a better rate if you're willing to sign on that dotted line for a longer term.
So it shows them that you're serious about the partnership?
Exactly. Shows commitment.
Okay, so negotiating those commissions, one way to potentially save some money.
Yeah.
What about those marketing costs? How do we keep those in check?
Well, remember, you don't have to go all in on GrabFood's paid marketing options.
Okay.
While those sponsored listings and promo boosts can be tempting, there are other ways to promote your restaurant.
I'm all ears.
Tell me. One strategy is to be super strategic with your sponsored listings.
Okay.
Instead of paying for them during those, really competitive peak hours.
Yep.
Think about maybe using them during slower periods.
Great.
You might get more bang for your buck when there's less competition.
Okay, so it's all about being clever with when you use those things.
Exactly.
Not just assuming that all times are created equal.
Right. And don't forget about, your own marketing efforts. Things like social media, email marketing, even good old-fashioned loyalty programs. Those can go a long way.
It's like taking control of your own destiny.
Exactly.
Instead of just relying on the platform to do all the work for you.
Take charge.
So what about menu pricing?
Yeah.
Does that play a role in all of this?
Absolutely. This is where you can get really creative and strategic.
Okay, I'm ready to get creative.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
One tactic that can make a big difference is introducing small price increases,
Okay.
especially on your most popular or your highest margin items.
Okay.
Often customers won't even notice a slight price difference.
Right. Especially when they're already, paying kind of a premium for the convenience of delivery.
Exactly. And often that small increase can help you offset some of those pesky commission fees.
Right.
Another great strategy is bundling.
Yeah.
Offering combo meals, package deals, encourages customers to order more, increases your average order value, and helps dilute the impact of those percentage-based fees.
Okay, so it's kind of like you're getting more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Exactly.
And speaking of bang for your buck, what about highlighting those high-profit items?
Absolutely. Make sure those star performers are really standing out on your GrabFood menu.
Okay.
Enticing descriptions, high-quality photos.
Those money shots that make you want to lick the screen?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
By promoting those high-margin items, you can really balance out any lower-margin dishes.
Okay.
Make sure that overall your GrabFood operation is profitable.
So we've talked about negotiating commissions, being smart with marketing, optimizing menu pricing.
Yeah.
All great tips. But here's the big question. Is it actually worth it?
The million-dollar question.
Right.
And you know the answer, as with most things in life. It depends.
All right, well, lay it on me then. What are the pros and cons? What are the things that I need to be thinking about to decide whether or not GrabFood is the right choice for me?
Okay, so let's start with the pros. GrabFood gives you access to a huge customer base, which can be incredible, especially for, new or smaller restaurants looking to expand their reach. It also offers the convenience of a streamlined order management and delivery system.
Yeah.
Which can really free up your staff.
Makes sense.
To focus on other things. And let's not forget about the marketing support that they provide.
Yeah, we've talked about those tools, but worth emphasizing, I think.
Absolutely. Those tools can be a game changer.
Now, what about the cons?
Well, the biggest one, of course, is the fees.
Yeah.
Those commissions and additional charges, they can eat into your profit margins.
Makes sense.
Especially for smaller businesses or those with lower margin items.
Mm-hmm.
Another drawback is you have limited control over your branding when you're on GrabFood.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're essentially operating within their platform, right? So you're subject to their branding guidelines, their design constraints.
Okay.
You might not have as much freedom to showcase your unique brand identity as you would on, say, your own website or social media.
So you're getting that reach, but you have to play by their rules.
Kind of, yeah. And you've got to be aware that you're relying on GrabFood's policies, which can change. They might adjust their fee structure, update their algorithms, implement new features, sometimes without much notice.
So you're kind of along for the ride.
A little bit, yeah. You're on the GrabFood roller coaster.
Yeah.
So it just highlights the importance of staying informed,
right?
Reading those terms and conditions, and being adaptable.
Okay, so it sounds like there are some real benefits and some potential drawbacks.
Definitely.
So how do we know ultimately if it's the right move for our restaurant?
The key is to calculate your return on investment, your ROI.
Oh, yeah.
You need to determine if the increased orders and revenue you're getting through GrabFood actually outweigh the costs involved.
So it's not just about getting orders, it's about getting profitable orders.
Exactly. To calculate that ROI, you need to factor in all your costs, commissions, delivery fees, marketing expenses, and then compare that to the revenue you're bringing in from GrabFood orders. Yeah. But you also need to consider the long-term potential.
Okay.
Are those new customers you're acquiring through GrabFood becoming repeat customers?
Yeah.
Are they ordering frequently enough to justify the cost?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So it's not just about that initial boost. It's about thinking long-term.
Exactly. And, another thing to consider is how much is it costing you to acquire a new customer through your traditional marketing channels?
Okay.
If it's costing you more to get someone in the door on your own than it is to get them through GrabFood, even with the fees, it might still be a worthwhile investment.
Right. So we got to look at it in comparison to other things as well.
Exactly. You're always comparing.
You mentioned earlier that it's also important to compare GrabFood to other delivery services.
Yes.
Why is that so important?
Well, because that landscape is constantly evolving, right? New players popping up all the time. What might be the best fit for you today might not be the best fit a year from now.
Okay.
You need to make sure you're partnering with the platform that offers the best combination of cost effectiveness, customer reach, and marketing support for your specific needs.
So don't just settle for the first one that comes along.
Exactly.
Do your research.
Do your homework.
Compare those options.
Yeah.
Choose the one that really makes sense.
And you know what?
All right.
Maybe use multiple platforms.
Ooh.
Maximize your reach, diversify those revenue streams.
I like that. All right, so let's say we've done our due diligence, we've crunched the numbers, we've decided GrabFood is the right move for us.
Okay.
What's next?
Well, the good news is that the sign-up process is actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
GrabFood's made it pretty user-friendly.
That's a relief because I was picturing mountains of paperwork.
No.
Endless phone calls.
Not at all.
So what's the first step?
So first things first, you're going to gather all the necessary documentation, business registration, like valid ID, your bank account details for receiving those payments. Then you head over to GrabFood's partner portal.
Okay.
Create an account, provide all the required info about your restaurant, address, contact info, cuisine, type the basics.
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What about setting up like the menu and the profile? That's where things get a little more creative, right?
That's where the fun begins.
Right.
GrabFood provides, tools, guidelines to help you create that enticing profile and menu. You're going to want to showcase your brand.
Yeah.
Make those dishes sound irresistible.
And this is where those high-quality photos come in.
Absolutely.
And the mouth-watering descriptions.
Yes. Invest in some great food photography.
Yeah.
It will pay off in the long run.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
I know, me too.
All right, so we've got our documents ready. We've created our account. We've crafted a drool-worthy menu.
Looking good.
Anything else we need to know before we hit that launch button?
Yes. Actually, GrabFood offers different partnership plans.
Okay.
And choosing the right one for your restaurant is crucial.
Okay.
They have the standard plan, which is kind of the starting point for most.
Okay.
The premium plan, which offers more bells and whistles and then custom options if you need something a bit more bespoke.
So it's kind of like choosing your cable package.
It is.
Which channels do you really need? How much are you willing to pay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Each plan comes with different features, fees, benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to really consider what aligns best with your budget and goals.
So do your research.
Yes.
And choose wisely.
Wisely.
All right, so once we've selected our plan and we've done all those steps, we are ready to launch our GrabFood partnership.
We are ready to go. But don't just hit publish and walk away.
Okay.
There are a few things you can do
Oh, I know it.
to make sure your launch is successful.
Okay, give me those pro tips.
Okay, so first and foremost, double check everything. Those menu descriptions, those photos,
Yeah.
make sure they're absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
They represent your brand in the best possible light.
No typos.
No typos.
No blurry photos.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
Launch promotions
Okay.
can be a great way to generate some buzz,
Okay.
entice those first-time customers. GrabFood has got some handy promotional tools that you can use.
Okay.
Offer discounts, combo deals, free delivery for a limited time.
Okay.
Those can be really effective.
Everyone loves a good deal.
They do.
All right, so what's the most important tip?
The most important tip is make sure you are operationally prepared
Okay.
to handle those orders.
So no kitchen chaos.
No kitchen chaos. You don't want to get overwhelmed and end up with delays, unhappy customers.
Right.
So make sure your kitchen staff is trained, ready to handle those GrabFood orders. Streamline your processes. Make sure you have enough inventory to meet that demand.
So smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
No kitchen nightmares.
No kitchen nightmares.
Okay, so a smooth and efficient operation is really key for building that positive reputation
Absolutely.
on GrabFood. And, of course, keeping those customers coming back for more.
That's the goal.
All right, so we've covered a ton in this deep dive so far. We've
We've
talked about all those ins and outs of GrabFood fees, explored strategies for maximizing your profits, and even outlined the steps for getting started on the platform.
That's right.
But before we move on, there's one more aspect of GrabFood that I'm really interested in.
Okay.
Their partner success stories.
Ooh, I love those.
They really are fascinating.
Yeah.
And GrabFood, they love to highlight these,
You do.
these real-life examples of restaurants that have thrived
Absolutely.
on their platform.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth taking a closer look at what we can learn from their experiences.
I agree. Those success stories offer valuable lessons and strategies that you can apply to your own GrabFood journey.
So let's dive into some of these stories and see what kind of nuggets of wisdom we can uncover.
Let's do it.
Do you have any favorites that come to mind?
Oh, I've got a few.
Okay.
There's one story that I always find really inspiring. It's about this family-owned burger joint
Okay.
that just saw their customer base explode after partnering with GrabFood.
More burgers, more happy faces.
Exactly.
So how did they do it?
Well, they were really smart about their approach. They strategically used those sponsored listings
Okay.
to boost their visibility during key times, like those lunch and dinner rushes we were talking about.
Yeah.
And they ran a really targeted discount campaign for first-time customers,
Okay.
which is always a great way to get people to give you a try.
So they really used those GrabFood tools to their advantage.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
And it paid off big time.
Okay. How big are we talking?
They reported a 40% increase in their customer base.
Wow.
Within just 6 months of joining GrabFood.
That is incredible.
It is.
All right. Do you have any other examples? Because I'm always up for a good success story.
Okay, so this one's a little different, but equally impressive. It's about a health-focused cafe specializing in smoothies and organic meals. They were doing okay, but they wanted to, ramp up their order volume.
Makes sense.
Especially during weekdays.
Yeah, weekdays can be a little bit slow sometimes.
A little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So they decided to get creative.
Okay, I like it.
They promoted these lunch deals.
Okay.
Offered free delivery during weekdays.
Okay.
Specifically targeted office workers looking for that healthy and convenient lunch option.
So they really found a need and they filled it.
They did. Right. And it worked like a charm.
Why happened?
They reported a 30% boost in their order volume during the week.
Wow.
And a lot of those new customers became regulars.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So these stories really show that there's potential here for restaurants of all shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
But what are the key takeaways? What are the lessons that we can learn? What's the secret sauce?
Well, one of the big takeaways is that adaptability is key. The restaurants that really thrive on GrabFood are the ones that are willing to adapt to the platform's ever-changing landscape, embrace new opportunities.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Nope. You got to stay on your toes.
Yeah. You got to be proactive.
Yeah. For example, if you notice a new competitor pops up in your area,
right,
you might need to adjust your pricing or your promotions to stay competitive.
It's like a game of chess.
Yeah.
You've got to be thinking a few steps ahead.
Exactly. You've got to be strategic.
What else can we learn from these success stories?
Well, one thing that really stands out is the focus on the customer experience.
Yeah.
The restaurants that go above and beyond to provide excellent service.
Yeah.
Delicious food, a smooth ordering process.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that get the rave reviews and build that loyal following.
People talk and they share those good experiences.
Word of mouth is powerful.
It is. And another key lesson, I think, is to not be afraid to experiment.
Oh, for sure.
The most successful GrabFood partners are the ones that are willing to try new things.
Yeah, new menu items, different promotions, different ways of engaging on social media.
Yeah, it's all about kind of being innovative and finding what works best for your brand.
Exactly.
Or your audience.
For your customers.
So we've got adaptability, customer experience, experimentation, but I have a feeling there's one more.
One more big one.
I know you. You love this one.
This is my favorite.
Branding. I knew you were going to say that.
It's true. Branding is everything.
So tell me, how do we build a strong brand on GrabFood?
Okay, so it can be tricky.
Right, because we are working within their platform, their design, their constraints.
Exactly. But it's definitely possible.
Okay.
The key is to find ways to infuse your unique personality into every aspect of your GrabFood presence.
So using, our brand colors in our photos,
Yeah.
or really making sure that our menu descriptions sound like us.
Yes. Even something as simple as, writing a personalized greeting in your bio can make a difference.
So it's those little touches.
It's all about those little touches that make you stand out.
Yeah.
Create a connection.
What about storytelling?
Storytelling is huge.
Yeah.
Use your GrabFood profile to tell your story.
Okay.
Whether it's, sharing your family's history, highlighting your commitment to sustainability, or just showcasing the passion behind your food.
People connect with stories.
They do.
And I think especially, with food, it's such a personal thing.
It is.
People really connect with that.
Yeah. When people connect with your brand, they're more likely to become loyal customers.
Right. So we've got adaptability, customer experience, experimentation, and branding.
The key ingredients.
Those are some powerful ingredients for success on GrabFood.
Yeah.
But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
It's not going to be all smooth sailing.
No business is without its challenges.
Exactly. So what are some of the challenges that we might face as GrabFood partners? And more importantly, how can we overcome them?
All right. So one common challenge is managing order volume.
Okay.
Especially during those peak hours.
Yeah.
You might suddenly find yourself just inundated with orders.
Right.
And if you're not prepared, it can lead to delays, mistakes, unhappy customers.
Yeah.
Total chaos. So the key is to have systems in place to handle those surges in demand.
Okay.
Make sure you have enough staff scheduled during those peak hours that your kitchen is running efficiently.
Okay.
That you have a clear process for managing those orders and getting them out the door.
So organization is key.
Organization is key.
All right, so that's one challenge. What else?
Another challenge is addressing customer complaints effectively.
Yeah.
No matter how well run your operation is, you're bound to have the occasional unhappy customer.
Right. You can't please everyone all the time.
You can't please all the people all the time, but the important thing is how you handle those complaints.
Okay.
Be prompt, be professional, be empathetic,
Okay.
acknowledge the problem, apologize sincerely, and try to find a solution
Okay.
that's going to satisfy the customer.
So turning that frown upside down?
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and never underestimate the power of a sincere apology.
Okay, so we've got managing order volume, handling complaints effectively. What else?
Ensuring consistent quality
Okay.
in your delivery orders.
That's a big one.
It is. It's one thing to serve a delicious meal in your restaurant.
Right.
It's another thing entirely to make sure that same meal arrives at the customer's door in pristine condition.
I've had some sad, soggy delivery experiences.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
So it's all about managing those variables that are out of your control.
Okay.
Once that food leaves your kitchen,
Right.
you want to make sure it travels well, arrives at the right temperature,
Yeah.
and still looks appetizing.
Nobody wants a sad salad.
Nobody wants a sad salad.
All right, so how do we avoid those delivery disasters?
Well, a few things. Choosing the right packaging is key. Make sure it's sturdy, leak-proof, can maintain the temperature of the food.
Okay.
And think about your menu items. Host speaker.
Are they delivery friendly?
Exactly. Some dishes just don't travel well, no matter how carefully you package them.
So maybe avoid those delicate soufflés or anything with, really intricate plating that's just going to get messed up.
Probably a good idea. And finally, set realistic delivery times.
Yeah.
Don't promise a 20-minute deliver if it's going to take an hour.
Right.
Especially during those peak periods.
So under promise, over deliver.
That's the way to do it. And don't forget to communicate.
Yeah.
Let those customers know if there are delays or, if the order's going to take a bit longer.
Transparency is key.
It is. Nobody likes to be left in the dark.
All right. So we've got managing that order volume, handling those complaints, and then really making sure we maintain that quality.
Yep, those are big ones.
All those are going to be super important for making sure that we actually have a successful partnership with GrabFood. Any other words of wisdom that you'd like to share with those of us who are thinking about this partnership?
I think it's important to emphasize that GrabFood is a constantly evolving platform.
Right.
They're always, introducing new features, updating algorithms, adjusting policies.
So you can't just set it and forget it.
Nope.
You gotta stay on top of things.
Got to stay informed, got to be adaptable.
It's like a dance.
It is a dance.
You gotta move with the music.
You do. So make sure you're familiar with their terms of service.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for announcements.
Yeah.
Be prepared to adjust your strategies as needed.
And of course, don't be afraid to reach out to their support team if you have any questions or concerns.
Exactly. They're a valuable resource. They want you to succeed.
Okay, so I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about, those potential benefits, the challenges and the strategies for success.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately that decision of whether or not to partner with GrabFood, that's a personal one.
It is. It's something each restaurant owner needs to decide for themselves.
Exactly. What works for one restaurant may not work for another.
That's true. There's no right or wrong answer here.
It's all about finding that right fit.
Finding the right fit.
For your business and your vision.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's say we've weighed those pros and cons.
Okay.
We've done our research.
Yeah.
We've decided, you know what? GrabFood is the right move for us.
Okay. I like it.
How do we get started?
Well, the good news is the sign-up process is actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
GrabFood has made it pretty easy for restaurants to get on board.
That's a relief. I was picturing a really complicated application process.
Nope, not at all.
So walk me through it. What's the first step?
First step, head over to GrabFood's partner portal.
Okay.
Create an account.
All right, and what kind of information do they need from us?
Some basic stuff. Your business name, address, contact details. The type of cuisine you serve.
Okay. Sounds pretty simple.
Easy peasy.
What about legal documents? Do we need to submit anything official?
Yeah, you'll need to provide some legal documentation like your business registration certificate and any food safety licenses that might be required in your region.
Okay, so they want to make sure that everything's on the up and up.
Exactly. Make sure everyone's operating safely and legally.
Safety first.
Always.
All right, so once we've submitted all that information and our documents, what happens next? How do we actually get listed on the app?
That's where the fun begins. This is where you get to build your menu and create your restaurant's profile on GrabFood.
This is where we make it look good, right?
This is where you make it shine.
Okay.
GrabFood gives you a really user-friendly platform for setting all that up.
Right.
And this is where those high-quality photos and those mouth-watering descriptions really come into play.
Okay, we've talked about those.
I know we have. But it's important.
Yeah.
You want to make that menu visually appealing. Those descriptions should be clear, concise, enticing.
So no blurry iPhone photos.
No blurry iPhone photos, please.
No generic descriptions that sound like every other restaurant.
Nope. You got to stand out from the crowd.
We got to stand out. We got to be unique.
Think about it from the customer's perspective. You know, they're scrolling through tons of options.
Right.
You want your restaurant to jump off the screen. You want them to be like, ooh, I got to try that.
Yeah, make their mouths water.
Exactly. Invest in some good professional food photography. It's worth it.
I think you've convinced me.
Yeah.
All right, so our account is set up. Our menu is looking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
We're feeling good. Anything else we need to know before we officially launch on GrabFood?
Couple more things. First, remember those different partnership plans GrabFood has?
Yep, the standard premium and then those custom options.
You're going to have to pick one of those before you go live.
Right. It's like choosing a phone plan.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, which features do you need? How much are you willing to pay?
Right.
Each plan has its own features, benefits, and of course, costs.
Yeah.
So you really need to do your research and think about what aligns best with your budget, your goals. There's no one size fits all.
So choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Anything else?
You'll need to set your delivery zones.
Okay.
And your hours of operation.
Makes sense.
Where do you deliver to Biora? When you're open for business.
Right.
Those are key details that GrabFood's going to use to connect you with customers.
All right, so it sounds like we've got some homework to do before we actually hit that launch button.
A little bit, yeah. But once you've got all those details sorted, you're almost there.
All right, so we've got our plan, we've got our zones, we've got our hours.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
One last thing, and this is super important.
Okay, hit me with it.
Make sure your staff is trained and ready to handle those GrabFood orders.
Yes.
You don't want them looking like deer in headlights when those orders start rolling in.
No, we do not want kitchen chaos. We want everything to be running smoothly, even when we're slammed.
Exactly. Your team needs to be familiar with the whole GrabFood process,
Mm-hmm.
know how to use the tablet or the system for receiving those orders.
Right.
Be prepared for that increased workload. A well-trained team is absolutely essential for a smooth and efficient operation.
No kitchen nightmares.
No kitchen nightmares.
All right, so we've covered the sign-up process, choosing a plan, setting up our profile menu, making sure our team is ready.
Sounds like we're in good shape.
It sounds pretty straightforward, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just clicking a few buttons.
You're right. You got to be strategic about this. Take your time, make sure you're presenting your restaurant in the best possible light, and choose that plan that aligns with your goals.
So don't just rush into it.
Take your time. Do it right.
And then once we are up and running,
Yeah.
we need to stay engaged.
Yeah.
Monitor how things are going to be willing to adapt.
Always adapting.
It's an ongoing process.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
The online food delivery world is always changing.
Right.
So you got to stay curious, stay informed, be ready to evolve.
Speaking of staying ahead of the game, let's talk marketing.
Ooh.
Because getting seen on that GrabFood app, that's half the battle, right?
Huge. It's a crowded marketplace.
It is. So tell me, what kind of marketing magic does GrabFood offer? How do we make sure that people are actually seeing our restaurant and our delicious food?
Well, they've got this whole suite of tools that can really help boost your visibility and attract more orders.
Okay, good.
We can start with one of the most popular ones. Sponsored listings.
Sponsored listings. I've heard of those.
Yeah, so think of those as like prime real estate on the GrabFood app.
Okay.
You're basically paying to have your restaurant appear at the top of search results.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, for specific keywords or categories.
So someone searching, pizza delivery in my area, I can make sure that my pizzeria is the first one they see.
Exactly.
I like that.
It's a great way to increase your visibility and get in front of those customers that are already looking for what you offer.
Awesome. Now, what about in-app promotions?
In-app promotions. Those are powerful too.
Okay.
These are, your discounts, your combo deals, special offers, things that can really entice those customers.
Everyone loved the deal.
They do. And what's great about GrabFood's in-app promotions is you can target them to specific customer segments or time periods.
Oh, interesting. So I could, offer a lunch special to people who work in my area.
Exactly.
Or maybe a late night deal for those, night owls who are up late craving pizza.
You got it. It's all about being strategic, making sure your offers are reaching the right people at the right time.
Okay, so sponsored listings and in-app promotions. Those are two good ones.
Those are two big ones.
What else have we got?
Okay, so they also offer push notifications and email marketing. They also offer push notifications and email marketing.
So you can send messages directly to GrabFood users. That sounds like a great way to stay top of mind and keep them coming back for more.
Exactly. You can use these channels to announce new menu items, promote special offers, or simply remind customers that you're there and ready to satisfy their cravings. And the best part is, you can personalize these messages based on customer preferences or their order history.
So I could send a reminder to someone who hasn't ordered from me in a while, or maybe suggest a new dish based on their previous orders. That's pretty slick.
It's all about personalization and relevance. People are much more likely to engage with a message that feels tailored to their interests.
Okay, we've got sponsored listings, in-app promotions, push notifications, and email marketing. Anything else we should have in our marketing toolkit?
One more tool that can be a real game changer is loyalty programs.
Loyalty programs. Everyone loves earning rewards, and it's a great way to encourage repeat business and build a loyal customer base.
Exactly. You can set up a program that allows customers to earn points or rewards for their orders. They get something back for their loyalty, and you get more orders. It's a win-win.
Okay, so GrabFood offers a pretty comprehensive suite of marketing tools. But with all these options available, it can be hard to know where to start.
That's why it's important to have a clear marketing strategy in place before you dive in. You need to define your goals, identify your target audience, and then choose the tools that will help you reach them most effectively.
So no just randomly throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. We need to be strategic and intentional with our marketing efforts.
Exactly. Every dollar you spend on marketing should be working towards a specific goal.
All right, let's talk strategy. What are some best practices for using GrabFood's marketing tools effectively?
One key tip is to think about timing. When are people most likely to be browsing GrabFood and ordering food? Lunchtime and dinner time are prime time for those cravings to hit.
Makes sense. So we should schedule our sponsored listings and promotions during those peak hours to maximize our visibility.
You got it. You want to make sure you're showing up when people are hungry and ready to order.
Okay, what about those promotions? Any tips for making them really stand out?
Run promotions on your most popular items. Your best sellers are already a hit with customers, so offering a special deal or a discount can really drive those orders.
It's like giving people a little extra nudge to order what they already love. Who knows, maybe they'll even try something new once they're already placing an order.
Exactly. Now, one final tip, and this is crucial. Don't just set it and forget it. Track your results and analyze your performance data.
So we need to put on our detective hats and see what's working and what's not.
GrabFood provides metrics that allow you to see how your campaigns are performing. You can track things like impressions, clicks, and conversions.
So I can see how many people are seeing my ads, how many are clicking on them, and how many are actually placing orders. That's valuable information.
It is. And this data can help you refine your strategies and optimize your campaigns for better results. Maybe you need to tweak your ad copy, adjust your target audience, or try a different type of promotion. The key is to constantly learn and improve.
Okay, so it's all about being strategic, tracking our performance, and making adjustments as needed. Marketing on GrabFood is a marathon, not a sprint.
You got it. Now, another important aspect of marketing on GrabFood is targeting the right customer base.
That makes sense. Not every GrabFood user is going to be our ideal customer.
Exactly. You need to think about who your target audience is and tailor your marketing efforts accordingly. GrabFood actually provides some insights, tools that can help you understand your customer demographics. You can see things like age, location, and order preferences.
That's pretty helpful. So I could see, for example, that most of my customers are young professionals living in a certain neighborhood, and I could create targeted promotions that are specifically designed to appeal to them.
Precisely. And you can also experiment with different types of deals and offers to see what resonates best with your target audience. Maybe free delivery is a big motivator, or maybe they're more drawn to combo deals or discounts on specific items.
It sounds like it's a bit of a trial and error process, but ultimately it's about understanding your audience and giving them what they want.
You're right. The more targeted your marketing efforts are, the more effective they'll be.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground when it comes to marketing on GrabFood. But marketing is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
What other factors contribute to success on GrabFood? What's the big picture here?
You're absolutely right. There are many other factors that play a role in your success on GrabFood. One that's crucial is providing excellent customer service.
You know me well. I'm all about making those customers happy.
It includes everything from responding promptly to inquiries and messages to handling complaints effectively and going the extra mile to make your customers feel valued.
People love to feel appreciated, and it can really make or break their experience.
Exactly. And remember, word of mouth is powerful, especially in the online world. Positive reviews and recommendations can go a long way in attracting new customers and building a loyal following.
It's true. People trust recommendations from their friends and family more than any marketing campaign. So we need to treat each customer like gold.
Absolutely. And another important factor is maintaining consistent quality. You can have the best marketing in the world, but if the food isn't up to par, it won't matter.
It's like that saying. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time.
Exactly. You need to make sure that every dish that leaves your kitchen is delicious, well presented, and meets your customers' expectations. No cutting corners or sacrificing quality, even when you're busy. Consistency is key.
Okay, so we've got customer service and quality. What else should we be keeping in mind as we navigate the world of GrabFood?
It's also important to stay on top of trends in the online food delivery industry. The landscape is constantly evolving, and new competitors are emerging all the time.
So we can't just rest on our laurels and assume that what worked last year will work this year. We need to stay informed and be adaptable.
Exactly. Be aware of what's happening in the market, what your competitors are doing, and what new technologies or features are becoming available.
So it's all about continuous learning and improvement. Never stop growing, never stop innovating. And I guess it's also important to remember that GrabFood is just one platform among many.
You're right. There are other food delivery services out there, and you might find that one of those is a better fit for your business. Or maybe you'll decide to use multiple platforms to maximize your reach.
It's all about finding the right mix for your specific needs and goals.
Exactly. So do your research, compare your options, and choose the platform or platforms that align best with your business.
Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into GrabFood. We've talked about the fees, the marketing tools, the challenges, the strategies, and even the success stories.
It's been a comprehensive exploration of the world of online food delivery.
And hopefully, you're now feeling more informed and confident about making a decision about whether or not to partner with GrabFood.
Even if you decide it's not the right fit for you right now, I think you've gained a better understanding of what it takes to succeed in the world of online food delivery.
And that's what really matters. So as you consider this partnership, think back to those GrabFood success stories we explored. Could your restaurant be featured in one of them?
Could you be the one sharing tips and tricks with other aspiring restaurateurs, proving that you not only survived, but thrived in the world of online food delivery?
That's the dream, isn't it? And with careful planning, a solid strategy, and a dash of entrepreneurial spirit, that dream could become a reality.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of GrabFood.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those culinary dreams alive.